I don't wanna wait for my life to be over, so I do it now.
Good morning, good day, good evening, everyone. It's Transphemerate MTG here, back with some more Avatar The Last Airbender quick drafting. So we're having an awful lot of fun in this format, even though some of the wins are not quite what we're wanting. Pack 1, pick 1 here. It's a pretty good pack. 5 Bending Lesson and Lightning Strike. Got a Spirit Oasis, the Audience, the Deserters, the Watery Grasp. Toff is a nice sort of 3-colour build around, but I think it's got to be the Legend of Kuruk. Comes down at 4, gets you some nice card advantage, and then a pretty big body on the other end there. Now turn 2, or pack 2, sorry. Got a Katara the Fearless. Could be something that we end up going towards with the Legend of Kuruk there, but I think maybe the Ember Island Productions could be a better angle. Probably wanting to go... yeah... I mean, we'll take the Katara and we'll just sort of spec on her in case we get some really nice looking allies throughout the coming turns here. I think we're going to take the Odd Penguins because it does work really well with the Legend of Kuruk, and I think it's just a really strong common. Here we've got an Idle Quenchia, a Messenger Hawk, a Master Paku. Might take, because to me right now it's between the Messenger Hawk and the Idle Quenchia. I think both are pretty reasonable cards. Gonna take the Messenger Hawk because I think getting some nice early creatures on the board that are really going to help get some pressure on. Here we've sort of got our pick of whatever we would like. I'm going to take the Serpent's Pass because I think going into Dimir, perfect with a Foggy Swamp Spirit Keeper as the next pick. I think Dimir is looking like it's going to be the option. Here we've got a Engineer, Boomerang Basics, Band Attachment, Geyser Leaper. I'm going to take the Boomerang Basics here. I think that's going to be a pretty handy, solid card. We've got here a Swamp Snare Trap and an Otter Penguin. Going to take the removal on this spot. Here got a Spirit Oasis, a Watery Grasp, Bender's Waterskin, Earth Village Ruffians. Don't think I'm going to be wanting to go for the Spirit Oasis. I think, again, just taking some more removal with the Watery Grasp. Here, again, Ember Island Productions or Octopus Form. The Ember Island Productions did come back, but the Octopus Form with the Spirit Keeper, the Legend of Kuruk, I think is probably going to be quite nice just to keep them around. Band Attachments works with exactly what we're looking at doing. I think the Zuko's Conviction is going to be a better spot here, and then a Land Cycler to finish things off with a land. Pack 2, we've got a Guru Pathic, which is quite nice. Go searching for a lesson. I think that's probably going to be the pick. I mean, North Pole Patrol is pretty good. Northern Air Temple would be nice if we did end up taking that shrine. Elemental Teaching is not something that I'm after. Don't really want to be going into other colours. Looks like the Katara the Fearless is probably not going to be seeing any play, so we'll take the Guru Pathic here. Oh, a second Foggy Swamp Spirit Keepers I think is really nice. It's a little bit of Fire Bending Lesson, you know, how to start a riot certainly grown on me, and a Messenger Hawk, but the Spirit Keeper is just such a good card that having a couple of them I think is going to be well worth it. And Harma sort of slots in perfectly to what we're looking for. This pack here, we've got a Corrupt Court Official, Rowdy Snowballers, a North Pole Patrol, which could actually be really quite nice. Let's see, do I have the Ang's Journey and the Pirate Peddlers as potential options as well? What's our curve looking like here? Got quite a few on 3. I think maybe taking the Corrupt Court Official might be a good spot. Get a couple more creatures being able to be dropped out at 2, and I think another Zuko's Conviction. Just a really strong reanimation spell. Here we've got some decent removal with Sold Out, more fixing with the Serpent's Pass. Crashing Wave is really nice. I think I'm going to take the Sold Out. It's between the Sold Out and the Messenger Hawk for me here. We've got a Boomerang Basics, a Watery Grasp, a Swamp Snare Trap as removal. So 3 bits of removal. I'll take the Sold Out here. I think Waterbending Scroll is just going to be a pretty easy pickup. Crashing Wave, Zuko's Exile, it'll quench your Beetle-Headed Merchants. I'll take the Quench here, could be reasonably handy. I don't really want a second Octopus Form, if I'm being perfectly honest. I think the North Pole Patrol may have a better chance of seeing some play. I do love a Meteor Sword. I think it's pretty handy, but the Foggy Swamp Hunters is a decent 4-drop. Pop the Monkey. Nah, Pirate Peddlers or Rowdy Snowballers. What have I got in terms of really nice blockers? I'm going to take the Pirate Peddler because it does actually work quite nicely if I have a bunch of clues coming around. Oh my goodness. That's 3 pretty nice cards. I think, I mean, Basing Say is a phenomenal card, I think, in this format. Ang's Iceberg would be really nice for removal. Firebending Lesson's great. Quench is great. Still 50-50 on the Ruinous Waterbending. Definitely have games that I could have lost if my opponent had played at a different time. Has had a little bit of use for me, but I'm going to take the Soccer for some more potential card draw. Here, got the First Time Flyer, a Buzzard Wasp Colony, could take the Ruffians, could take the Rumble Arena, but a second Swamp Snare Trap I think is going to be really nice. Here, could take the Grand. How many lessons do I have? 4 lessons. I think I'm going to take the Forecasting Fortune Teller. I think the clue is going to be of slightly better value. Could take Accumulate Wisdom here, could take another Otter Penguin. I'm going to take the Accumulate Wisdom just in the hope that maybe the Penguin comes back. Here I'm going to take another Fortune Teller. I think having enough of those is going to be pretty wonderful. Take the Callous Inspector, nice little 1-drop. Oh, and Accumulate Wisdom came back. But again, still only got the 5 lessons. 2 of them I'm not really want to be crashing off all the time. The Accumulate Wisdom. Take another Messenger Hawk. I think as a 3-drop flyer, it's pretty strong. We can take the Merchant here. I don't think I'm going to end up playing it. Another Quench, or I could take a Dilate. I think the Quench is going to be better. Here, I think we're just going to be beginning to look at taking whatever cards. So we'll just show up. We don't really need any more playables at all. I'm going to be cutting some cards. I think I'm going to be looking towards much more of that draw 2 a turn sort of look. With quite a lot of decent removal, some really nice card draw. And let's see how it looks. So, what we'll do... Get rid of the Pirate Peddlers, North Pole Patrol. Okay, so I could probably actually get rid of both. Foggy Swamp Hunters I'll get rid of. I think the Guru Pathic could be good, but I'm not actually entirely sure that I'm going to have enough. I've got 6 lessons. Could be. I'll get rid of the Geyser Leaper. So 5 cards still to cut. Probably actually look at getting rid of the Accumulate Wisdom. Don't think it's exactly what we're looking for here. Otter Penguin's great. Forecasting Fortune Teller's great. Quench is great. Maybe it's the Corrupt Court Official because I've actually got quite a few bits of removal now. Boomerang Basics. I think drawing the extra card will be good. Octopus Form for some protection will be really nice. Autograph's still pretty good. Callous Inspector is a 1-mana 1-1. It does give me a clue, and I do want both the Zuko's Convictions, because getting back a Koi, a Bloodbender, probably the 2 Messenger Hawks, the 2 Foggy Swamp Spirit Keepers, the 2 Swamp Snare Tracks, really good. The Crashing Wave is really handy. I think it's a great little piece of removal to be drawing at really any stage of the game. We'll get rid of the Guru Pathic. The Soccer's pretty good. Does need the double blue, but I think I'm going to be super blue heavy. Yeah, so I might even go 1 more islands, 1 fewer swamp, because that's still 10 and 8. I think that's pretty reasonable. 2 cards left to cut. So we've got, let's say, 1, 2, 3, 4. Definitely need the Sold Out still, I think, as some removal. What other removal have I got potentially up here? Nothing really. The Foggy Swamp Hunters could be a really nice 4-drop, but I think I'd prefer to have most of what else I've got in here. So the Callous Inspector is one, maybe the Abandoned Attachments. If I've got Fortune Tellers, Boomerang Basics, Inspectors, Waterbending Scroll, Messenger Hawks, Legend of Kurix, and potentially Sold Out. Maybe the Abandoned Attachment's not as necessary as I want it to be. And last card here, I think I will keep the Callous Inspector. It's maybe do I run the 2 It'll Quenchiers? Do I maybe cut 1? I mean, The octopus form, maybe the watery grasp. I think the octopus form's too important. The 2 Zuko's convictions, don't have a way of getting them back. Could play 16 lands. We've got a giant koi, which can potentially just act as my 17th and curve out pretty low. Yes, we'll actually just go at 16 lands with a giant koi. So what we've got, you know, Boomerang Basics, a Callous Inspector, looking to draw sort of double cards quite a bit with the Messenger Hawk, the Foggy Swamp Spirit Keepers, and the Otter Penguins. Got a Soccer to get some card draw, Legend of Kuruk, which is a really nice sort of bomb, Hammer and Giant Koi as a little bit later on, and some good card draw, Waterbending Scroll, I think Crashing Wave, Watery Grasp, all pretty solid bits of removal. And yeah, actually pretty happy with how it looks like to have turned out. We'll see if that continues being my thoughts as we move further through this draft. But I think got a lot of, you know, sort of potential plays pretty early on. So hopefully I'm not at a spot where I'm sort of single spelling, leaving mana up for nothing. And I can actually just get to a point where double spelling is a pretty reasonable assumption to make. Here, oh, I mean, a Messenger Hawk and Spirit Keeper and a Legend, Waterbending Scroll. Yeah, this is a pretty top-notch hand, I reckon. Definitely not upset about this at all. And they mulliganed, which feels pretty good. I mean, they are on the draw, which makes the mulligan a little bit better. And we'll run out this Waterbending Scroll turn 2. Don't have any counter magic in hand to hold mana up. And here, I think I'm going to go... Is it Foggy Swap Spirit Keeper or Messenger Hawk first? I think because they played the June, it's going to be a Foggy Swap Spirit Keeper because it can block into the June really nicely if they're unable to make it unblockable. It's a nice Demir Mirror, and they're going to empty downfall. See, this is where the Octopus form being up would have been kind of nice. The Swamp. I might just Legend of Kuruk here first, try to get that into play as much as possible. I think those are honestly pretty decent draws. I'll draw the Watering Grasp. Another land next turn allows me to have Messenger Hawk plus something else up. And no, they do have a land drop Fighting Engineer, which will make something a little bit bigger. Going to keep the June Bounty Hunter tapped down with the Watery Grasp. Sold out into a fort. Yeah, very nice. Because sold out is an instant, so I'm going to go Swamp. I'm going to go Watery Grasp onto the June. Then I think I just pass the turn, holding up a potential Waterbending Scroll, sold outing either the Engineer if they want. Let's try it. If they have counter magic for it or protection for it, don't think that's the worst because it means that they're also they're accumulating wisdom, going digging for some protection for them. And nothing. Very nice. And a tap land and an Otter Penguin. Nice. You've got the Legend of Kuruk coming online, and whenever I cast a spell, I make a spirit. A forecasting Fortune Teller. And I think we'll just pass the turn there, because I want to keep the Octopus form up to protect the Avatar Kuruk. Make myself another, okay, a Soccer. Yep. That's okay. They can take the Otter Penguin because they haven't drawn another card. Yeah. I'll crack the clue here because I've got the Waterbending Scroll. Got a Messenger Hawk to make another one. Okay, just drawing the card is going to be really nice. Go to my turn. Okay, another land. Swap's probably not exactly what I'm looking for. What we'll do is we'll go 1, 2, 3 black for the Messenger Hawk. Spend 1 on the Boomerang Basics. I think I'm actually going to bounce a Soccer to their hand. They don't get some additional card draw next turn. Not too fussed about not drawing that second card. And then I've got, oh, that's a scoop. The Avatar Kuruk and removal plan, a lot of disruption, a lot of interaction. Seemed like it did the trick exactly how he wanted it to. Nice way to start things off, and some really good draws along the way as well. Feels very nice to start off with a pretty solid win. Certainly can't be upset with that. And into game 2 we go. Okay, up against Death Row 54, a diamond player. Oh, on the draw, I have good removal, I have good card selection. I'll take a risky keep with only the 2 lands. Fortune Teller's not bad, because at least it means I do get a turn 2 play. I've got a Fortune Teller there as well. Okie doke. We go Forecasting Fortune Teller to match theirs. Let's see. Oh, their Teamer looking like some lessons, potentially. Yep, Accumulate Wisdom or 4 color. Wow. And they won't do anything. That's really not what we wanted. We're going to have to pop the clue to try and find this 3rd land drop. Okay, that's fine. And then I can pass the turn. Happy to block with the Ostrich Horse. Turn 3 now. I can play the Soccer, a Messenger Hawk, Swamp Snare Traps. Get rid of some of their creatures that they might have on board. Ostrich Horse again. Okay. And they didn't hit anything, in fact. They whiffed pretty fiercely. Okay, here I think I will just run out a Swamp Snare Trap on the Ostrich Horse and pass the turn. I think getting rid of something like that is a little bit handier than letting them continue to develop their board and get super overwhelming. Do have more removal in hand as well, which makes me feel better about it. Would love to draw another land here. I'd rather probably go like Callous Inspector Soccer than run out a Sold Out or a Legend of Kuruk or something. Rebellious Captives looking to Earthbender, put some counters on. That's a good sign. And cracking a clue main phase. Let's see. Got 2 allies, so yeah, I was thinking allies at last could be the play. Island. I see, we've got Callous Inspector and a Soccer. Do kind of want to throw the Inspector in front of the Ostrich Horse if they attack, because I'd really not be too upset with seeing that die. They can Rebellious Captives with all their mana if they want. Okay, they don't do anything. What I might do here... They are tapped out, so I think I'm just going to go Sold Out onto the Captives. And attack with both, because I've got the Zuko's Conviction, so not quite as scared about the Soccer dying. And I get to trade for their 3-1, which is okay. Because if I draw another land, I can just sort of like flash him back at some point. Oh, that's going to make things bigger. I'm going to make a clue. Alrighty. They are getting in with some damage, but I've still got a whole bunch of card advantage here. I'm just going to search for another land, gain a couple of life. Okay. Go to 10. Okay. Island, maybe not exactly what I would be looking for. We'll go Swamp Snare Trap onto the forest, just so it can't keep attacking me, and we'll pass the turn. Crack a clue to draw at the end of their turn. Oh, they're drawing some nice cards. That's pretty good. Yep. Yeah, it makes sense that that's the way that they bend. Clue. Harmer. Okay, that's certainly an interesting potential. What I'm going to do... We'll run out of Messenger Hawk. They don't have any responses. That's nice. And this Foggy Swamp Spirit Keeper. I think we're in a pretty stable spot here. They have a Avatar Ang, so that's why they're doing what they're doing. And an unlucky Cabbage Merchant. I've only got the Firebending from the Avatar Ang at the moment. They're searching for all sorts of lands. 14 cards in library. can't really attack with very much here. Actually, that second slot's really nice as well. What we'll do is we'll cast this Legend of Kuruk. Or Octopus Form and Swamp. I think we'll just keep both on top. Draw the Octopus Form. Make a Spirit. Go to combat. Attack with the Hawk. And if I can kill the Avatar Aang, that will be kind of nice. And I can actually still... Oh no, I can't. Not really worth it because it's second 2 or more cards each turn. I attack with the Aang once. I think that's okay. I'm just going to make a copy of the Aang. Alright. Interesting. Pass to attacks. Yeah, they'll firebend. Cool. So they're going to be drawing a whole bunch of cards. Do have a food there as well. So pass to blocks. Do I want to bring the soccer back? Maybe do. I mean, the hammer would be really nice, but what can I use to actually kill something? Allies at last, maybe do enough? Yeah, let that resolve. Okie doke. Having used some of the swamp snare traps and things, well, first time flyer, okie doke. I'm gonna go on Zuko's Conviction, get back my soccer, and draw a card with my clue for the swamp. Scry 2. Don't want either of those lands, for being perfectly honest. I'd rather draw into a spell. Go the Spirit, go Swamp. Play Hammer. Mill them some, or Watery Grasp. Nice. It's going to go Watery Grasp, and we're going to keep that avatar tapped down, and we're going to tap my thingy there. We've got an Octopus Form we can still cast, Zuko's Conviction we can still cast, a Soccer, which I don't really want to cast here. Yeah, I think I kind of just have to keep the Hawk up as a blocker and just attack with... None of these are spirits, are they? Nope. Attacking for 1 because it's unblockable. They go to 7 cards in library. Am I going to be able to survive? That is the problem. So with the first time fly there as well, it does make things a little bit spookier. Invasion Submersible, what are they going to bounce? Yeah, let's go Octopus Form on the Hawk. At least I'm able to throw something in front of it. Probably going to be looking to yeah, attack again with the... And I'll attack both, okay. Draw another 2 cards. Have they got something to do is the question. Looks like they might have something. Maybe attacking in with all allies at last. Okay. That is a little bit unfortunate, because it means that I lose the Firebender and do need to kind of bring back the Flyer. Okay. Drawing even more cards. That's, block the Avatar. I don't need to Zuko's Conviction back the Flyer. Otherwise I'm dead. And a Toph. Okay. Legend of Kuruk, but I'm not going to be able to waterbend 20, I don't think. I think I might just be done for. Let's bring back the Messenger Hawk. So I will need a flyer for next turn regardless. Okay, that's actually really good that I got another Watery Grasp. So tap down the second one there. Play a Messenger Hawk. Play a Serpent's Pass tapped. Play a Forecasting Fortune Teller. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And I kind of just have to pass through the turn. I may have saved myself enough. Or soccer? Maybe I haven't. The fact that I tapped down the Ang is actually oh, they just lose. Why did they play that? Then they're going to draw cards. Good game. Okay, well, they probably win if they just don't play that extra spell. All of their allies have menace. I only have so many bodies on the board. I can't block the flyer. Do they think that they maybe couldn't win, couldn't deal lethal to me because they just drew themselves out deliberately? I was like, oh no, not another creature, and then I realized, wait, hang on, that Earthbend's on entry. That means what I think it means. Well, certainly can't complain there. I thought that I was going to be off to a little bit of a loss, but turns out that was just the way that I was winning the game, was letting them draw their entire library. Now, I can't keep that because I've... Wow, that was a miss-a-click. Feels like a crashing wave for 0. Run out of water-bending scroll and hope. Oh, oopsies. Haru Hidden Talent. Okay. Okay, Swamp there is perfect, and I'll run out this Spirit Keeper. Next turn can run out a second Spirit Keeper. Start flooding the board. That's fine, okay. Can I attack for 1? Yeah, sure. Let's play it. Can't do anything else, unfortunately, but... And they're going to airbend the Foggy Swamp Spirit Keeper again. Wow, they're keeping me well and truly nailed down. At least I'll be able to, if I draw a land, I can Swamp Snare and Spirit Keeper. That would be delightful. Amazing. So we'll go Foggy Swamp. Auto... Why? Why? Good God, auto tap. Never hit the auto tap. That's just... I should know by now, but unfortunately not. Rabaroo Troop. Oh, here that makes it a little bit easier. We'll go Swamp Snare Trap onto the Ang. And another Foggy Swamp Spirit Keeper, because next turn I can Messenger Hawk and have both of them trigger. They still can't attack with the Haru or the Plains. Probably maybe sold out the Rabaroo Troop. Is looking like it's going to be getting in for quite a bit of damage. Badger Mole, okie doke. Earthbend onto the Plains. Still fine. You can still block it pretty solidly. Let's see. We'll play the Messenger Hawk. Here though, do I Waterbend, keep the Badger Mole on the Troop tapped down for a couple of turns? I think I might, you know. Go X equals 1. We'll go, yeah, auto pay, that's exactly how I wanted to pay it. We'll go 2 onto the Badger Mole, 1 onto the Troop. And no attacks. Let them attack into me. Don't want to lose one of the Spirit Keepers at this point, when they can start getting a little bit spooky. Sentries, they'll, yeah, do some more bending. I'm just going to go no blocks again here, I think. It's getting a little bit spooky, but island. It's sold out the plains here. Or is it the badge mole? No, it'll be the plains. Just so they have to keep re-upping it if they desperately want to. Yep, resolve all. Go to combat, and I'm going to attack with the messenger hawk. Yeah, attack with the messenger hawk. If they want to block with the sentries, I'll draw a card, make a couple of duties. And hopefully they trade. Nice! So they actually just, Zuko's Conviction, I make a couple of spirits. They attack with the Rabaroo Troop. Hopefully they don't have a land drop. They do have a land drop. Okie dokie. Definitely blocking one of... you need that couple of life gain. Can always conviction them back in as well. What do I do here? I think I just pass through the turn. Actually, should attack with the spirits, but that's a mistake on my end. Upper. That's not great. Gonna give something else flying. I imagine, yeah. Here being, yep, resolve all. Pass to attacks. Don't... Oh! Well, attacking with the sentries is not a good idea. Pass to blocks. Block. Go to damage. I will Octopus form the Spirit Keeper to gain more life, and Zuko's Conviction back in a Hawk. Not able to attack this turn, to block this turn, but at least it helps out next turn. Okay, let's first draw with the scroll. That didn't help. Let's draw with a clue. Didn't really help. And a forecasting fortune teller. 3. They get through with probably enough damage. Let's see, I block a 3, a 4, and a 4 if they don't have a land drop. If they've got a land drop, I just die. Oh no, the upper is going to give something flying anyway when it attacks. So yeah, cool. Well, that's just going to be game. Yeah, didn't manage to deal with some of them. Maybe I get rid of the troop with the removal instead, just because the flying was a little bit dangerous and definitely got to a point where it was not maintainable. I think that's probably the better way of playing out that game. Right, game 3, we are 2, or game 4, sorry, we are 2-1. Did just lose the last game. Double swamps with a conviction, a swamp snare trap. No, I don't think I can. Here, I'll bin the Zuko's conviction. Got a nice 1, 2, 3 coming out here, so happy to keep that and bin a Zuko's conviction. Callous Inspector turn 1. They also mulliganed, which is a good sign. Means I'm not going to be quite as far behind as I could have been. Ooh. I run out the fortune tellers first, just because their bodies on the board. Hawk Spears, that's nice, because I can still attack in with both. We're going to go Island. Go attack in with both. and then just play another Fortune Teller. Keep the Boomerang basics in hand for now, because I think there could be some better things to look at bouncing potentially. They are 3 colour. They got a Jong's Deserters. Ooh, wait, pump themselves? Interesting. Islands. What I'm going to do is I am going to attack with the Callous Inspector. See if they do want to make a trade. Otherwise, I'm just getting in a nice little bit of free damage. Yeah, doing damage. Play out the Water Bending Scroll. I can draw a card end of turn if I want to at the end of their turn. That's probably going to be what I would prefer than doing it on mine. Because if I don't draw anything that's worth playing, I'd rather keep this 2 mana up to at least sort of pretend a counterspell to make it look like I may be. So are they Naya allies? Is that what we're looking at? Ooh, Wartime Protesters. That's kind of nice. What are they going to attack with? Just the Protesters? What we'll do is we'll draw a card first, see if I can deal with it next turn. Sort of I can, so I'm going to go no block. Swamp. We're going to go Swamp Snare Trap. Just so at least the Protesters are going to be much more difficult to deal with. And then just attack with the Callous Inspectors again. If they want to double block the Pox Spear as well. Okay, no. In turn here. And unfortunately, the Swamp Snare Trap is not the perfect removal for the Wartime Protesters, but I think it's certainly decent enough. So they've got a big ally, and that's a little bit scary, but Forecasting Fortune Teller blocks pretty well into some of the lesser threats. Ooh, not into a Team Avatar though. Yeah, they'll attack. I'll definitely be blocking here. Past damage. And draw a card at the end of their turn. Islands. I suppose the island's actually totally fine. They get to draw a card for 2 here. Octopus Forms, kind of nice. Let's go. Oh no, sorry, that's the wrong one. I was thinking of the wrong one. Guess we'll attack with a Callous Inspector. Damage. I'm going to Boomerang Basic my Callous Inspector to draw another card, and then replay the Callous Inspector as a nice chump blocker. Chumps really nicely, because yeah, I lose a life, but I create a clue, which means I can chump and then draw an extra card end of turn. Feels pretty good. Have the Octopus form up as well if they do try for some kind of removal. Walltop Sentries, that will become a 3/4. A Deserter's Disciple becomes a 3/3. Surely they still just attack with the one. Make the Jong's Deserters unblockable and then attack. That's what they should have done. They might still be doing. Okay. Bizarre. They missed their opportunity. No, because they can tap. No, because it's got haste. What? I'm not quite sure, because that's just 7 free damage. Or even more free damage that they missed out on. They can attack with the Walltop Sentries. So, yeah, drawing another card. Do have a lot of card draw here, which is nice, but drawing into lands is slightly less nice. Drawing into lands is slightly less nice. Drawing into lands is significantly less nice. Holy dooly. Well, I guess we just Zuko's Conviction unkicked for a Fortune Teller. Play a Fortune Teller. Create a clue. Pass the turn. That's, oh, 3 in a row on the bounce when I'm running 16. Yeah, because here you should have done that last turn, silly goose. I'd be dead. Dead, I tell you. Yep. They attack. Go to 8. My turn. Holy. I mean, tap, draw a card feels... Oh my goodness gracious. Come on. It's not going to be that many in a row, is it? Soccer doesn't really help, but at least it's a card, I suppose. But if they have a creature, it doesn't really matter. Was it 5 in a row or was it 6 in a row? Some large amount in a row, which is definitely not what I'm wanting to see. That's what I know for sure. Sacrificing and watch them draw something absolutely magnificent. Okay, they just play another creature. It's a land. I'll go to 1. Yep. Team Avatar. Have they got a trick? They don't. Have they got some direct damage? Nope, they don't. Okay, sold out is really nice. So we'll sold out the Deserted Disciple. Draw for free with the Waterbending Scroll. Draw again with the Soccer, I guess. Oh, Legend of Kuruk. Yeah, this will definitely help. I'm not dead on board at the moment. Very much are ways that they can make me dead on board. What have they got? Oh, they don't have anything in their library. So I guess that is the way to go, but kind of need to... They've got 3 creatures. If they play a 4th creature, I'm just dead, so... Very, very dangerous for me here. Keep the Soccer alive. And pretty please. Nice. Oh, what's going to be game then? Rough. That was a rough one. All those lands. Would have loved to see something other than 5 or 6 in a row, but you know, what can you do? Probably needed to figure out a way to get rid of that haste enabler a little bit more quickly. Again, the Harmer could have helped. I mean, anything really would have helped. Did manage to get a lot of card draw, but drawing into that many lands makes it very, very challenging to continue on with tempo, especially when I was drawing sort of multiple cards every turn and still having that issue. Here, for casting Fortune Teller with a Swamp Snare Trap and a Har, I think this is a very nice 7 to start with, especially on the draw, because I can always draw into the you know, a nice menacing 1-drop as well, or another land, which is actually totally fine as well. Gets me 1 closer to the Harmer. Got the nice Bolus Horn full out mountains there. Another island feels okay. get myself a clue. Here I can run out Hammer on 5, and these are good colours to hit something nice with Hammer, because it's going to be potential of hitting some good removal. Mm-hmm. And an otter penguin. Okie doke, that feels kind of nice. We will attack and run out this otter penguin and look to get in for more damage with cracking a clue next turn. Wonderful. That is a Crescent Island temple. Nice couple of temples to start off with, that is for certain. What I'll do is I'll just attack with both. If they want to block, I'm more than happy to just crack the clue to trade. Yeah, beautiful. There's more lands. That's, again, lands. I mean, what's that? 3? How would I start with in hand? 3, so I've drawn 4 lands and an otter penguin from all my cards. Which, you know, not too bad. Means that Hammer gets out really nicely. What have they got? They got a Master Papu. Interesting. And they'll attack with their Monk. Would be my assumption, at least. Oh, they Fire Bent. Attack me for 2. Barrows of Blasting Jelly. Attack me for 3. Pasta blocks, pasta damage, and I think I will actually just Supers Conviction back the Otter Penguin. Here we'll go Island Hammer. Steal something of theirs. It is going to be the Firebending lesson, which I will Water Bend onto their 1/1. I think is fine. I need more temples. Shrines, that's what they're called, but that should be doable. Southern Air Temple, okay, so we'll get a couple of slightly larger people coming about here now. And Master Parker was scary. It's okay, gonna make me mill too? Yep. Ooh, Zucker's Conviction Messenger. I'd say a couple of nice things to mill there, honestly. It's looking a little bit spooky with that Master Parku being so big, but I do have the Fortune Teller I can just chump with sort of from here on out, which I think is going to feel pretty nice. We got another island. We're going to try to first Crashing Wave for X equals 1. Tap down that. We're going to auto pay by tapping the Fortune Teller. And going 2 onto the Parku, 1 onto the token. Run out my Otter Penguin. Attack for 3. I can kill something with their Barrels of Blasting Jelly, which is a little bit rough. We do have a lot of mana here as well, but it looks like they are just purely Jeskai. Not that that makes it any better whatsoever, but yep, there we go. With the soccer, at least I can kill the soccer with a Swamp Snare Trap if they don't drop another air temple here. Or another shrine of any description. Because the Southern Air Temple will give them a delightful buff. At least they're having a good think of what they have to do. That is a very nice sign. Crashing, they're crashing, waving me. Alrighty. Are they keeping tapped the hammer? Okay, so we'll go Serpent's Pass, Swamp Snare Trap onto the soccer. Not able to block anything of theirs this turn, which is pretty scary. Do have a potential quench up, but I don't think that's going to be doing much good. Potentially saving the firebending lesson could have been a better option. Although, I don't think there's an awful lot that makes it much better. That's terribly scary. I guess I have to at least try and quench it. I've got the mana up, but that's not going to help me any. Yeah, let's pay for it. At least they can't do anything else, though. Oh no, they're not, yeah. Very, very spooky. And another barrels. Okay, at least they're not hasty. Don't think there's anything I can draw that will help me here. Chump the 7. I am certainly dead next turn. Island. Guess we'll see what we draw into, but I don't think there's much I can. Yep, and that's just going to be game. The lots of temples, giving them yeah, too much value for me to be able to deal with, and calling that pretty early in terms of how the games are going. I'm going to end up, what, 2 and 3? Yeah, so I'll claim my winnings. And honestly, I might just jump right back into another one. You know, no rest for the wicked. What have we got here? Temple, Azula, Snowballers, Path to Redemption, Lightning Strike. I do really like the Fire Nation drill, though. Yeah, I'm going to take this Fire Nation drill. A Deadly Precision, Iro's Demonstration. I think it's going to be my pick. Haven't had an awful lot of luck with a Rakdos so far in any of the times I've played. Epic Downfall, but getting some really nice removal here. The Fire Nation drill. Deserter's Disciple. No, I'll take the Canyon Crawler instead. Combustion Man, yes please. Price of Freedom versus Abandoned Attachments. I will take the Price of Freedom. Let's see. Don't have any other nobles at this point, do I? So the Low and Lie maybe isn't exactly what I'm looking for. I'll take it just to see if we can get something real special going on. Probably won't end up playing the Wolf Bat. Got a whole bunch of shrines coming our way here as well, which is not a great sign, certainly not a bad sign. Here, Professor Zay, Porcupine, Hog Monkey, Swamp Hunters. What do we got? We have a bunch of removal and not much else, which I think means the Porcupine might be a good way to go. Judy is actually really nice. Got some really good blue cards here as well. It's going to be the Judy. Really nice way to get things sacrificed. I think Zhao here as well feels like it's a pretty good spot. Swamp Snare Trap or Sold Out. Could have either. Got a lot of high cost cards, so maybe the Sold Out's not. The Rough Rider Cavalry is really good. Another Combustion Man and Buzzer Wasp Colony is pretty good as well. But I think we're going to take the removal here. We're going to take the harder removal with the Sold Out. Zalrith's Admiral again. Or a Swamp Snare Trap. I'm going to be going like heavy removal here. I think is going to be my my goal. Got a Fire Nation Trebuchet or a Fire Nation Cadets. I'm going to take out this barrels, I think, for now. I'm going to take the Cadets. Vindictive Warden, I think, is going to be the call here. And as much as I said I'm going to be taking a lot of removal, the Boomy Bash is good, but Fire Nation attacks, I think, is fantastic. Definitely don't want the low and lie. The Hog Monkey could be okay, because I've got a few ways of having +1/+1 counters get onto my creatures. So yeah, the Hog Monkey is going to be my pick there. Merchant for Many Hats is a really nice sack outlet. Cavalry is another good high-ender, but probably only the one. The Hog Monkey and a Plains. So definitely looking at cutting cards at this point already. Oof. How to start a Riot, Downfall, Firebending Student. What's Firebending Student going to do for me? Get a nice prowessy body. I think that's absolutely worthwhile. Fire Sages versus some more removal. I'm going to take the creatures because I do actually need... I've actually got quite a few creatures here now as well. Pirate Peddlers, Boomy Bash. What have I got? Downfall, 2 Swamp Snares, Sold Out, Fire Nation Drill, Lightning Strike, Price of Freedom, 50-50. Do I want a second Fire Nation attacks? It's kind of nice. Do I want a Boomy Bash? Let's see. We're cutting some creatures. I think... cut one of the Hog Monkeys. Probably get rid of the... Beetle-headed Merchant. Rough Rhino Cavalry. Keep the Canyon Crawler. Porcupine's kind of nice. Maybe the Price of Freedom I don't end up playing. Fire Sages I will. Merchant I probably will. Maybe the Fatal Fissure I don't end up playing. So at the moment that's sort of 20 playables. 12 creatures. Still looking at... sort of smoothed out the curve a little bit more there. Do I want another 4-drop bit of removal? Don't think I want a second Wolf Bat. Could even get rid of maybe one of those. I think the Vindictive Warden's a really nice sync, especially with something like the Firebending Student. I'll take the Peddlers here. Oh, goodness, another Swamp Snare Trap versus an Ozai's Cruelty. I'm just going to keep going for all of these removal pieces. Oh, excuse me. Indoctrination, Fine AB Trebuchet. I think it's going to work really nice with the sort of sacrifice theme I've got going. Another Zhao. I'll take the Riot. Not that I'm probably going to end up playing it. I guess Boomy Bash. I got tons of removal. So really just a matter of which, or how much is too much, and which removal do I want to be sort of playing ahead of anything else. Okay. I mean, the Hog Monkey's kind of nice because it gives things with +1/+1 counters menace, but in reality, the only things now that are going to have +1/+1 counters on them will be the Porcupine. Everything else is sort of irrelevant to that. I think the Judy is going to be fine. I think, honestly, 3 Swamp Snare Traps feels pretty good. I think Ty Lee is going to be really handy. Do I want the 2 Zhaos? It is a 4-mana 3/2 that doesn't do an awful lot on board, and it's a legend, so if I have a second one just sort of hanging around in hand, it's probably not looking great. I'd definitely cut a swamp with the 2 Canyon Crawlers, so looking at cutting 2 more cards. I'm going to cut the Fire Nation Cadets just because I've only got the single lesson being Iroh's Demonstration. So 1 card left to cut. I mean, yeah. Lightning Strike, Aura's Demonstration, I think Fire Sages, the Merchant for Sacrifice Outlets is really good. Pirate Peddlers is great. Fire Navy Trebuchet is pretty good. Got enough non-creatures, 3/3/1/3. So yeah, enough non-creature spells for the Porcupine potentially. Although, of all of the cards, it's definitely the one that I'm wanting to get rid of the most. I think this feels pretty okay. Again, sort of like curves into a lot of 3 costs with that Swamp Snare traps. I've got, let's see, Epic Downfall, Irish Demonstration, Lightning Strikes, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pieces of pretty hard removal plus a Combustion Man. So hopefully I should be able to control the speed of the game. Actually 9 because of the Fire Nation Drill. I think this is going to feel pretty okay if I can continue getting as much removal and as much possible. I don't really have any way of digging any deeper than what I have sort of every turn to draw. But I think that's fine. They mulligan once, going against Brittany with it's a very cool Katara avatar there. What do we do first? Mountain first. Either Fire Sages or Demonstration. Or Firebending Student. Don't really have a huge sink if I play that too quickly. And the Fire Sages I think might just be that little bit handier because I can start pumping into it immediately. So I'm going to go attack with the Fire Sages. Firebend 1. Got damage. No, it's going to go to main, and we're going to run out a Tylee. If they want to counter it, they can. I think that's a better use of my mana at this stage. Go Swamp. I'm going to go Firebending Student, see what they have to do. And attack with both here. A Firebend. And I'm going to decline to pay 1. And then Fire Sages. Okay, Cycle of Renewal, that's not too bad. If they play something next turn, it'll be nice because I can pop off one of my removal spells to make the Firebending Student and Tylee bigger. Be able to get in for some nice Froggy Swat Spirit Keeper. Perfect. Rocky Rebuke, totally fine. Iroh's Demonstration, dealing 4 damage. Getting that Prowess trigger online. Attacking in. Firebending for a whole bunch. Put a counter. And basically have lethal on board at this point. Especially with removal in hand. Code to exile up to 1 other target creature. Let's see, I'm going to go Swamp Snare Trap just to make it a 1/3. There's no point in attacking really. That's a pretty nice, Medic Herbalist, that's totally fine. I just have to run out the Peddlers here and pass the turn. At least they do have a bit more trouble attacking into me with a Death Toucher on board. Ko the Face Stealer though, that's a quite a nice little bomb. Being able to stop it from being a 6/6 as soon as it came down though I feel like is pretty handy. Go Swamp. Combustion Man, Fire Navy Trebuchet, Fire Navy Trebuchet, attack with the Peddlers, no, Combustion Man. They do not have counter magic up, it's going to pass through the turn because I don't want the Ko being able to get any more abilities from anything. Alright, shuffle it back, I think that's okay, and they'll draw a card. I'll put a second on top, I think it's a totally fine card. I can double spell next turn. Although the threat of drawing it instead of more potential removal is a little bit scary, but I don't think it's too bad. A Fire Nation Drill? Hell yes! There we go, Fire Nation Drill. Absolutely gonna tap it. Take that action. And let's just destroy the Co here. And go to combat. Attack with the Pirate Petals. Okie doke. Because I'm going to be playing out the Fire Navy Trebuchet next turn anyway. I'll be playing out the Combustion Man. Probably looking to attack with the Fire Nation Drill. I think I'm still in a pretty advantageous spot. Happy for me to take 2 then to gain 2. Looks like that's something they could do. Deadly Precision paying the extra. Okey-doke. Sure, my turn. Merchant of Many Hats. Fire Navy Trebuchet. Crew up. Ah! Wonderful! That was just a little bit too much for them, which is nice. I feel like, yeah, the removal options I had on hand made that a little bit less scary than it certainly could have been. Because the potential for that to be absolutely terrifying, facing up against a Co when they have enough ways to sort of gain control of a whole bunch of my creatures, which I certainly don't want to be doing. Definitely want it to be my creatures are my creatures, and I'd love to be able to bring them back. Here it feels like a pretty nice hand. Reasonably smooth kind of curve. Got a 2. Ooh, that's less good. That is what we were wanting. Let's see if they counter the Fire Sage. They don't have counter magic. That's good. So that card could be, but it's a soccer instead. I think that feels okay. We'll go Swamp. We'll attack here just to get a counter. Or do I kill it this turn? No, I'll put a counter on. Kill it next turn. Messenger Hawk. That's totally alright. Mountain. Fire Nation Drill. I will go take action and we will kill the soccer, because that soccer is just going to be getting far too much value from everyone. I'll attack for 3. Okay, they got a 14, I'm at 18, probably going down to 15 next turn. Can run out a Fire Nation attacks though, which would be kind of nice, I think. Yep, cool. Mountain. Actually gonna do this main phase. Crew up. And attack with the Sages and the Drill. Firebend, which doesn't actually make a difference. Take 9, they go to 5. So even though I'm taking 6 next turn, going to 9. Do have the Canyon Crawler to make me something. I've got a lot of mana at my disposal. I've got a removal spell. 3rd Messenger Hawk's not going to do it quite yet, love. Just whether or not they attack both. And they scoop. Cool. Fantastic. Yeah, Fire Nation Drill and the Fire Nation Cadets doing some really good work early days here. Get some more coins, get another win under the belt for this draft, and yeah, keep on keeping on. Let's keep this going nicely here. Feeling like, yeah, certainly having more removal and less sort of, I think what the last time I played this, I ended up drafting a, whatever her name is, who deals 2 damage when you cast non-creature spells, and just was way too creature heavy. Didn't really have any interaction whatsoever and ended up paying the price for it. But here, I think the amount of interaction I have is pretty great. Ooh, this feels nice. This feels very nice on the draw as well. Removal, a couple of early creatures. Into a Combustion Man. Ooh. And a Zhongzhong's Deserters for them. Does mean that I'm not able to adequately block with either of the creatures I can run out, but that's okay. Able to get in for damage if I trap it next turn and then have the student do her thing. Nope, no blocks. Absolutely no blocks. What might look at doing water tribe. Okay, no, that is definitely what I'm going to be heading with the Swamp Snare Trap. Water Tribe Aurelia is far too good. I'm going to go attacks, Fire Bend, and Swamp Cycle. Just because I do have the second Canyon Crawler in there, so I'm not super desperate to keep it stick around. Plus, this just gives me more opportunities to draw things that aren't land. You know, I got one less swamp in the deck to draw. They Path to Redemption the Student and cast a Merchant of Many Hats. Yeah, in saying that, of course, what I draw is the opposite of what I wanted. More lands. I can get the Combustion Man down next turn though. Doesn't really help me too much. I'm gonna have to go no blocks here. Don't want to lose my Judy if we're being totally honest. And a Cat Owl. Oh, stop just feeding me lands. Pretty, please. This is where I really need the Judy to be able to come online a little bit more. Can they deal with a Combustion Man? They have 1 card in hand. They're going to be doing some untapping of that Cat Owl, which makes things a little bit spookier. At least I can block. Combustion Man's got a pretty nice bum. Attack with a Cat Owl and that's it. That makes sense. Untap the Cat Owl. Let's see. Okie doke. They're going to exile the students with their mana. Alright, Jail Ruthless Admiral is kind of nice, because at least it means that I can go Judy, create the Judy, Fire Nation Drill, yes please, sacrifice the tapped one, make my Combustion Man a little bit bigger, attack with Combustion Man and destroy the Cat Owl unless they take 5. Here they can multi-block if they want, but no, I'm just going to attack with just a Combustion Man. Do they have lethal on board? They do not have lethal on board, which is nice. Can even trade and, yeah, sort of trade and get one up with the Deserters. Secret Tunnel is going to make things unblockable. Could just attack with the Cat Owl, because those are both allies and humans. No, just the Cat Owl. No, they are attacking with 2. Interesting. Untap the Cat Owl. Maybe this one I have mana to spend. What happens if I block with the Zhao? Not an awful lot if we're being honest. If they have a trick, that's fine. They don't have a trick. I get to kill the Cat Owl next turn. Yeah, they're spending mana to bring it back to hand and replaying it. That is a very good sign. So we'll go Mountain, Fire Nation Drill. Tap it down, kill the Cat Owl. We will use Judy's ability to Surveil. Surveil that into the bin. Sacrifice the tapped one. Attack with Combustion Man. just Combustion Man. Try and kill their Zhong's deserters. At least they take 5. They take 5. Go to blocks. And they do block, which means they're not actually able to kill me next turn. Not that I think they had the ability to regardless, because I wanted to potentially blow up the secret tunnel, because it does give 2 allies, because it's, yeah, allies are unblockable, but they would need some sort of trick. Earth Kingdom Jailer, okay, don't really think I mind what they steal here. The Combustion Man, that's fine. I just crew up the and still get in for an awful lot of damage. I mean, they can replay the Merchant Many Hats here as well. Let's see. It does depend on my draw here too. If I do get a good draw where I can potentially get the Combustion Man back, that would be really nice. So they're going to go through for 2 unblockable damage with the Zhong's deserters. But I think that means I win my turn. Fire Navy Trebuchet, absolutely. So we're going to go Mountain. We're going to go Fire Navy Trebuchet. We are going to sacrifice the additional token. Make my things a little bit bigger. Crew up the Fire Nation drill with this. Attack with a bunch of damage, including quite a lot of it that is unable to be blocked. So 2 in the air. They need to block the drill. They still take enough for it to be lethal, well and truly. Very nice. That came along very well. Definitely the right idea to keep the Judy alive, because having the ability to know what those surveils were going to be when I hit them was super important. And really did sort of get me that win. Forum Familiar. Move up to 3-0. I think this may well be the best I've done with Rakdos full stop, which I think is a pretty nice feeling. And I think we're sort of just looking pretty good here. Certainly the first few games feeling really quite splendid. Let's see. That's reasonable enough. I think on the draw, because I can peddlers, I can always cycle the crawler if I desperately need to. Oh, Merchant of Many Hats. Yeah, yes please. That's exactly what I like to see. Poxbearers, I can block. That's good. Another land's actually kind of nice. Means I don't really have to bin the crawler unless I get really stuck over these next couple of turns. I'm probably happy to block the Poxbearers if they do want to attack with them. Just because I can, yeah, again, keep it coming back, which is certainly an upside. Unless they have a way to get rid of it now, which would be very unfortunate. Trading my recurring 2-2 for a 2-1 that turns into a 1-1, I think is fine. They are having a long hard think. Floating black white. They got that enchantment or that creature, which is really big. No. Okay. block the Rumble Arena here. I mean, I'll get another Scry. Which I suppose ain't too bad. For them, that is. I take 2. Another Canyon Crawler. Okay, so we've got Swamp. Pirate Peddlers. Next turn can sold out something. Could even sold out the Poxbearers so it doesn't get the value. Or I could leave land up to bring back the Merchant, cycle one of the Crawlers if I don't draw another land. I don't really want to be doing that, I don't think. And the last Airbender. Okay, that's going to airbend my Pirates. They'll attack me for 2. And... apologies for that little bit of a silence there. During the Boomy Bash was really nice because it means I don't have to use the sold out on. I think the sold out could be used for more important things. Here, Swamp. Like I think potentially exiling the Long Fang. I mean, I'm taking a bunch of damage here, but running out of Canyon Crawler next turn feels kind of nice. Get a food, and I get 2 foods, which means essentially I'm, you know, only spending some mana away from being at full health. Another one here, we'll go Canyon Crawler. They don't have mana for Counterspell. And I get a nice food. If they want to airbend it, that's fine. Okay, so here's the Tolls of War. We're making their Pirate Peddlers that little bit bigger. Yep. See what they attack with. If they attack with anything at all. Because attacking with the Canyon Crawler is a little bit spooky. They do attack with the Peddlers. No, we're going to go no blocks here. I'd rather get in for some attacks next turn, I think. Swamp, Lightning Strike the Peddlers is a good decision. Run out my own Peddlers and have mana up to either bring back the Merchant or crack my food. Likely going to be looking at the food option here. Especially just because it means that the Pirate Peddlers are going to grow. If they want to attack with the Poxbearers, that could be a nice thing for me to sort of have this good pretend. They're saying, hey, look at these Poxbearers pretending. Send them in for some attacks, and then I boost them up. Nope. No attacks. They're just going to sack to draw. Alrighty. Make another ally. Yep. Resolve all. And yeah, I'll sack the food, gain some life back, make the Pirate Peddlers bigger, so now they do have to double block to be able to deal with it. Going to start stick a lot in front of the Canyon Crawler at this point here as well. Could run out of Merchant Mini Hats, but I don't know how reasonable that's going to be. They have 1 coloured mana, or some colourless mana. What I'm going to do is we're going to attack in with both here. Because I'll have the Canyon Crawler up as a second main phase play. Of course, they're just going to take the 3 damage from the triggers here. Ran out another Canyon Crawler. Got a pretty spooky board here. And a removal spell in hand if there is something that is a bit scarier than the Poxbearers. Could have, you know, trapped the Poxbearers, but I really don't think that that's going going to be worth it at all. I'm sort of waiting for whatever their potential bomb could be. What are they waiting on? Colorless. 2 colorless. Cycling a giant koi. Double blue Azula. I'll give you a Peddlers. And a Merchant of Many Hats. I won't give you any of these removal spells. Oh, let's attack. I'm just going to take this. Yeah. It's going to make the Azula next to useless. And run out this Wolfbat as a nice flyer. I mean, they can attack with the Azula, but she's going to die. Unless they have some way of returning her to hand, which is absolutely an option. And really, I don't think the Merchant or the Pirate Peddlers are going to make an awful lot of difference. I mean, the Peddlers are going to be a little bit of a nuisance, but definitely not giving them a Canyon Crawler instead. Merchant of Many Hats, if they block with the Merchant of Many Hats, feels pretty good, because I will be the one getting it back. And I'll play the Peddlers, yep, that's totally cool. Here we go, Zhao, Ruthless Admiral. And honestly, I'm just going to attack him with everything. I think that's totally fine. If they want to stick a Peddlers in front of my Crawlers, yeah, go for it. Want to do a trade? Awesome. Yeah, I mean, may as well sack the food just for this extra 1 damage from the Wolfbat here. I get one of my Crawlers, I have a Flyer and a nice blocking body. And they are still unable to do an awful lot, despite having plenty of cards in hand. What do they got? They got a, what is it, the silly United Front, which I've seen so often. Yes, no, maybe. Yes, no, maybe. Oh, they're wrapping. Interesting. Not going to get much back with their Azula there, but that's fine. I think that was quite a nice play for them there. What do I want to give them? Probably the Peddlers again. I think Peddlers ahead of any of the removal, that's for sure. Watch me draw a land here. Yep. I knew it. Could call it. They attacked me for 10. I'm in a pretty rough spot. Do get the everything down for all the Southern Air Temples. They attacked me for 13. Nice! Holy hell! I should have just given them removal instead. Oh no, that would have only been 11. That's okay. I think it's worth scooping there. Don't think... Oh, yeah, really... Wow, that was 2 snap bad maths from your favourite Transphemerate. Yes, I hope I'm your favourite. I'm not sure if there are any more of any more of me out there somewhere. Very much always an option, so probably a little bit too much of a snap scoop there. But oh well, I would have had another 3 life, some firebending, a flyer, would have been able to block basically all of what they had. Yeah, that was too hasty. Right, nice long wait on this one. See what's coming our way. Taylor T. Barons, I guess. Let's see, Lightning Strike, Downfall with a Canyon Crawler to cycle. Absolutely, I think this is totally fine. Feels like it's a, yeah, nice little start. Well, I say nice little start if they want to end up doing things. Oh, they're a silver 1 players. It must be doing reasonably well this draft if this is the matchup that they are coming up against, which feels really good for them. And a swamp, pass to attacks, and let's do some swamp cycling. They might want to be cycling here as well. That looks like that's potentially why they are holding the priority they are. Try my best to run out of trebuchet. They might have counter magic as well, but if I can let them use their counter magic on the trebuchet, I think that's going to be better. Nope, it is just a koi. Wonderful. I mean, not that I'm going to be able to attack next turn, but hopefully whatever they play I can deal with. That is the dream, of course. What's going on? They got removal for the trebuchet? Oh, okay. We will discard a... let's see. Don't want to discard the swamp. We'll discard the downfall and the lightning strike. Keep the swamp snare trap. Swamp. Fire Nation. Drill. Won't take that action. Pass the turn. Draw a mountain. Combustion Man into Fire Nation Drill. Attacking for 8 feels pretty nice. 3 mana way to get rid of the Fire Nation Drill. They could bounce it to hand, I guess. 4 mana away, there's a few more options for them. Alright, let's bring out this Vindictive Warden. Have they got a counterspell? They do not have a counterspell. Let's crew up the Fire Nation Drill here. See if they've got removal to use on it now. They're going to exile it. That's sort of my thoughts. Yep. Perfect. I mean, not perfect, but yeah, sort of read that play quite nicely. Rather than use that now, I think. Azula on the hunt, totally fine. Result of Swamp Snare Trap. And attack with the Warden. Firebend. 4. Another Swamp Snare Trap in hand as well, and the Azula is actually kind of quite nice. Making a whole bunch of clues. They are having a good think. Again, they've got plenty of cards in hand. They do have the slight card advantage. Especially after it's making me discard a couple. Vindictive Warden of their own. That's okay. Swamp, okay. We'll go to attacks. Firebend. Yep. blocks. They can't block. I'll go 1, 2. Extra damage to them. Do kind of want this additional red mana rather than another swamp, but any mana is pretty good when I've got a sink like the Warden. Didn't really want to trap their Warden because I want to wait to see if they've got something a little bit better that they might have access to. That I would rather cause a few problems. Lost Dazing. I'll keep that second on top. It's fine. And they've got 1 black mana up. Ooh, Mountain, Combustion Man. Feels pretty nice. They're drawing into the Warden again. I think it's totally fine. What have they got here? Have they got a... what's the deadly precision? Yep. It's alright. Oh, they just paid the mana instead of Sacred Clue, I guess, with the Warden mana. Let's run out my own Warden again next turn. Which means they can't attack into me. Keep up the 3 mana, make it look like I might have something I'm able to do. Maybe not trapping the Warden has turned out to be not the greatest decision. Cool. I'll let them take a damage here. I think I'll have to be looking at snaring their Warden next turn then. If that's the only thing they've got going on, and they're not really running out anything else, are they? Okay, I'll take another 2. 3, because I'm sure they'll sink mana into it. Yeah, okie doke. Alright, well let's try. They can quench it if they want, but could give it hexproof. They're definitely thinking. Definitely thinking. Okay. I didn't play the Merchant Many Hats first then. At least they can, sort of just sink a whole bunch of mana into the Warden. Gonna get rid of the Swamp Snare Trap somehow. Swamp. And their own Merchant of Many Hats. That's kind of nice. It's good to see. Callous Inspector I think is kind of nice here. We'll actually attack in with the Merchant though. Just because I get a 2/1 flyer. Yep. Callous Inspector. Merchant of Many Hats. Yep. Ah, good. So they don't have a haiku. That's going to ping me for 1. Yep. Nice. And replay my Merchant of Many Hats. So, yeah, get 2 damage into the positive there. Have my own Menacer as well, which is nice. Means they're going to have to trade the Warden if they do want to block it. Does depend on what I draw, what they draw. They've done a pretty darn good job of stabilizing really nicely from the spot they were in. But the Fire Navy Trebuchet getting in some pretty good value here. Honest work. Very nice. And a giant coin. Nice. I have 6 land. Okay, let's attack with Callous Inspector here. May as well attack with the Callous Inspector and the Merchant, because the Koi is just going to be unblockable anyway. They're not going to be taking... Yeah, we're going to Inspector and the Merchant. Perfect. And then I will boomy bash the giant koi. Thank you for taking the bait, kind sir. And we'll pass the turn. Land, they'll be able to draw. They'll play their merchant. And in response, I'll bring my merchant back. And get in for more attacks with the Callous Inspector next turn. It's going to be sinking all their mana into the Warden, so if I can look to get rid of that, that would be delightful. There's too many hats. Callous Inspector... Oh, I may as well attack with the Merchant here as well. They're not going to be attacking with the Vindictive Warden. One. And I'll play the Swamp. Because it doesn't really matter at this point. It's going to be pretty tight, pretty close. The fact that they do have the Vindictive Warden is a certainly spookier for me than it is for them. I'm getting in for 1 damage every turn with the Callous Inspector. But I am going to be attacking with both because I can just replay the Merchant Many Hats. Attack. Super close game here. Thing is, them spending mana on bringing their Merchant Many Hats back is better for me than it is for them. They're going to bring their own. Yep. Resolve all. And then I'm going to attempt to play it. They've got a counter spell here. That is really quite sad. They didn't pay, they didn't crack, they didn't do anything. That could well have just lost them the game if we're being perfectly honest. Sold out the Merchant. Let's see, they've got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 mana, so I can do 3 for 5 damage to me next turn. So I need to actually keep this up so I can block the Merchant if I need to, if they do attack. Yep. Block, because I want that clue token. Draw a card. Oh, Swamp's near trap. Beautiful. Okay. Ah, Swamp sort of sold out the Warden. Unless they have a counter spell. No, looks like they don't. Cool. And then Swamp Snare the Messenger Hawk. This is close. Close, close, close. See, if they had, yeah, pinged me a little bit more a few turns ago, I think that they'd, oh, okay, so I can just keep drawing more cards. Nice for them, certainly. Ty Lee, if they've got counter magic. If they've got removal. Heartless Act, okie doke, and they get to draw another card. That's very scary. Really, I have one draw which gets me out of this at this point, I think, and it is my big ol' food creating monster. One of them is in the bin there, the canyon crawler. A corrupt court official, okay. And an otter penguin, okay. That is not going to do it. So that will do it in terms of that being the game. Wow. They, yeah, they worked themselves back. I mean, all that card draw that they ended up having was really what made the difference when I was not able to have that same level of card draw. And so we go again, I suppose. No reason why not. Waiting for opponent here, which feels good. Woba skills. Feels like a pretty reasonable hand. Inspector on 1 into a bunch of removal options, into Combustion Man. If I continue to draw into some mana sources, I think 3 is pretty nice. Keeping any fewer than that with a bunch of 4 and 5 costs in hand would feel a bit rough. I do always just want to say it might have come across as a little bit rude the previous game when I was like, oh, if they're coming up against me and they're in silver, absolutely not saying that I'm some, you know, mega fantastic genius player by any stretch of the imagination, but just that, again, there must be on a pretty good run, because I think it does take, you know, the matchmaking does take into account ranks, and for them to be skipping ahead reasonably successfully, to be playing people up in platinum, is a very good sign. And I mean, they played that out about as well as they could have asked for. Plenty of removal, and that water bending scroll. Oh, I thought that I'd done well to be able to get rid of their giant koi, but apparently not. Was not enough. Swamp here. We'll go to attacks. And we'll probably look at cycling the Canyon Crawler next turn. Oh, they're in Grixis. North Pole Patrol. I'm just going to swamp cycle. Yeah, because it means that I can play the Combustion Man on 5, which I think is going to be pretty important. Might be looking at bashing, yeah, Boomy Bash on the North Pole Patrol, because I think that's a little bit spooky to tap down a whole bunch of my my dudes, and it stops them from being able to block the Callous Inspector, and I think they're sold out as a slightly stronger bit of removal. Now the Fortune Teller, which is good because it means they won't have a counter magic up for my Combustion Man. And pass the turn. They can always remove it turn after, but at least I get it onto the battlefield. Drawing a card, which makes sense. No reason why they wouldn't at that stage, I would say. Can they get rid of it? They sell it out. Very nice. Mountain will go attacks with the Callous Inspector. Yep, fine. I'll sacrifice it for absolutely no gain, other than the fact that I get a clue and it allows me to boost my Pirate Peddlers up just a tiny little bit. What have we got here? Ozai's Cruelty. I will draw a card here because I want to see if I've got something that's a bit worse than the nice removal spell to discard. Perfect. Discard 2 lands. Don't really need any more than 6 at this point. Pirate Peddlers. Epic Downfall. That feels nice. Dragonfly Swamp. Happy to pay that. Auto pay. And attack with my Peddlers. Oh, they're going to sell out my Peddlers. Interesting. Taking the Fortune Tellers. I don't really want to go sold out onto the Fortune Tellers, but might end up having to. Like Judy's quite nice, though. I can block one of them, and then I can sold out the one that I do block to get a clue token. Get myself a little bit more of that card advantage. Again, very close game here. have slightly more in terms of the card advantage, but with me having the Sold Out and the Judy in hand, I feel like that's pretty good. Pass to blocks. Pass to damage. Are they going to Sold Out my Judy? They're not. Let that resolve. And we'll just kill it straight away because it's 6-5. I think that's, oh, they're going to make it hexproof. Nice! Definitely need to be surveilling here. Don't think I can go with the trebuchet. I think it's that swamp. This looks like I'm on the receiving end of a bit of a destruction here as well. Because I can't really block the administrator, I don't think, at this point, because I think having the surveil is going to be too important for finding a way to deal with the cruel administrator. Well, that's certainly what my thinking is at this point in time. The land, a low and lie. What are they going to go searching for? A Zuko. That is not great. I think that might end up... Well, actually, Canyon Crawler is about the perfect card to have drawn in this scenario. Definitely going to be surveilling Vindictive Warden. I think is fine to keep on top, if we're being honest. So here I can block into things pretty reasonably. Do probably want to get rid of the Cruel Administrator, because that's going to keep generating bodies, and if I can't deal with it now, I'm not going to be able to deal with it in future turns. And the Zuko is also pretty scary, but... Okay. Firebend. Definitely got to throw the Administrator in front, and I'll throw the Judy in front of the Low and Lie. Oh, that's a good draw for them. Yeah, Knowledge Seeker. Run out a Vindictive Warden and can gain life. What is this block? Got a 7. Blocks the Zuko. I still take 6 enough. So that's just, yeah, it's just going to be, that's just going to be it. I cannot win from there. So I mean, you know, double draft. So you know, bit of a lengthy one for you all here, but certainly I think reasonably enjoyable. Definitely scooped too early in that first loss. Go to 3-1. Going to that 3-2 game was pretty magnificent, if we're being honest. Had a really tough match, and then yeah, kind of just rolled over by Grixis in that last one. So, you know, not as bad as some previous drafts have been, but certainly not the absolute best. But I think, yeah, certainly feeling like that was worth both of the plays. Very enjoyable. So, thank you for watching if you did, all the way to the end of this 2 hours worth of listening to me yap along and draft. And as always, I will catch you on the rebound. Take care, everyone.